game. But
it's certainly up there.
you know, definitely debatable. I think he has the best one, and I just don't think he's a real character until he has some decent frame traps up close, but they just push him out too far.
Right, and his damage is so low even if
he doesn't get follow-up options if he gets this wrong on the first, you know, pressure button. And his actual footsies, his buttons aren't that great. Most of his frame traps from stand fierce to fireball resets aren't real either, but he's getting a lot of
now that's one of his best things is his corner pressure. His throw, which normally doesn't give much Oki, in the corner, he does get dash up into a perfect frame, perfect throw, which you saw him do 3 times in a row.
And I do like him. Okay, so most Ryus, when they have the V-trigger on deck, they like to opt for the sweep into activate. Hamad that time went for the crouch fierce, and I like that. Because if he did hit, unlike the sweep, he has a combo follow-up.
Totally, and it's a big combo.
Yeah.
And so, if Rashid typically does a tornado during a block stream, it's hittable, but the EX version is much faster, allowing him to get those plus frames safely.
Kreymore is showing really good corner pressure there. Doesn't overextend himself, keeps everything safe for the most part.
Yeah, you see he uses his bar on that EX tornado in order to get the plus frame safely.
Yeah.
Which is the best thing Rashid can do in the corner.
Unfortunate thing about his roll into the kick, you kind of have to thread the needle with that when it comes to punishing fireballs. Kreymore twice has gone for the neutral jump after the roll to try to bait a throw whiff and punish accordingly. Hamad's been very disciplined with the buttons. Walk up crowd strong. Just calling him out with that. And Kreymore, a Landon brother, showing discipline with his blocking. So
yeah. Now Hamad famously is like the least afraid to be lame, and with any sort of life lead, it could be 1 pixel, he's willing to sit back.
But I feel like Hamad, as lame as he can play, like he can wild out immediately, like on the drop of a dime.
And one thing he said to me is that he thinks that Ryu occasionally has to do that in this game. And because of his jumping short, which has such a good hitbox, and because of his DP, it's easy for him to do that.
Okay, so I'm not quite sure what he's trying to do, but even myself, when I've played Hamad in tournament or in casuals, sometimes he just stands there. And like I don't know if there's some next level meta I'm missing out on, but
he definitely got thrown for it that time.
Yeah. But sometimes he just stands there. I'm like, I mean, I'm always walking forward, so there's really no mind fuck with me. Esports. I'm not frazzled, but but yeah. Sometimes he just does that, and I've never quite understood why.
And jumping after a throw is so good in this game because oftentimes they'll be waiting for the Meaty, right?
Yeah.
They're sitting there waiting for the Meaty. And then instead you get the jump in, the super plus frames, and bam, you're in there.
Yeah, and Taquito kind of paved the way with Ryu's jump short, and Hamad's getting a lot of mileage out, and he's just standing.
There's a stance.
He's doing it. I don't know.
Maybe he's malfunctioning.
I need to ask him about that the next time I talk to him off stream. I'm really
He'll
curious
say
about that.
Crazy. He always does.
Yeah.
Very nice. This won't kill, but it'll do a lot of damage.
It's going to do a lot of damage. Rashid's going to get set up afterwards. So it's going to... Oh, I stand corrected. It does not get him set up.
What he does there, though, is he stays outside of footsie range and throws the tornado. This leaves him safe to anything but a crazy dash, while still yet again letting him to be plus after Hamad blocks the tornado.
And the upwards arc on the tornado does catch the forward jump, so it covers a couple of bases. Kreymore playing with that slow style kind of gets away with it. And when it comes to lane players, sometimes lane players only excel against people that play fast and like to push the pace, and they hit a roadblock when it comes to playing against someone else that's lane.
Especially when versus a character like Rashid who has this option. Every block string can end in a tornado, but of course there's a huge gap. However, if you don't play proactive defense, he's just going to keep looping it on you over and over again, and that's what we've seen so far.
Yeah, ideally when he starts the tornado, you start buffering the jabs. Oh, big punish. Unfortunately, Rashid does have to use bar in that situation. Good backdash, kind of avoids the shimmy situation and just says, hey, I don't want to deal with that right now. Have a good day.
Right, and backdashes aren't invincible in this game like they were in Street Fighter 4, but they have a great defensive use of creating that spacing in situations.
They're not invincible, but they do avoid the throws.
Right, they avoid throws, and they create space that lets you, get safer in the instant.
Round 2.
It puts you out of immediate threat under certain situations.
Very nice roll into the fireball.
And that is a hard read. Like it's hard to do that on reaction. Like, you have to kind of guess that ahead of time.
One cool thing you saw Kreymore do there is he made the tornado whiff on purpose. So instead of being put in block stun, he's able to be thrown instead.
Yeah. And the nice thing about that, they're looking at the tornado and they're respecting it, which kind of opens up, you know, the throw. Kind of like the fake Akuma air fireballs in Street Fighter 4.
Right. Oh, misses the combo and puts himself in a punish situation instead.
Hamad expecting a reversal of some sort. And there it is. You can't quite do that against people that have similar reversals, the guard break setup.
Right, and versus a couple characters in the game, it'll still work, the reversal will whiff, but Rashid's EX spinning mixer goes so far.
Too much horizontal coverage.
You absolutely cannot do it Meaty like that. It's reactable entirely. You see Ryu charging, you will always wake up DP in that situation. So, you know, great knowledge from Kreymore to adjust that situation and totally beat it out.
Yeah. He's making great use of the light kick fireballs in footsies, getting Hamad to respect that on reaction, and then reacting accordingly with follow-up pressure. So I like that a lot. Good punish by Hamad. No crush counter, of course, but he does get a full punish. Now that is actually not plus. The stand fears into the fireball on blocks is not plus.
Right, okay. That has been missing consistently, and I'm not sure exactly
I always tell people, if you get hit in a combo, you got to mash that quick deck regardless, just in case they miss a follow-up. You have to. And
-2, he still back dashes out.
He uses the forward fierce there. I like the use of that. And I like Hamad's walk forward. When you walk forward as someone that has a frame trap button, you have to get a read on when people like to press the button on reaction.
Right.
Keep that in mind, and then press your own button accordingly the next time you walk forward.
So of course, sometimes down strong is a frame trap, and sometimes they won't press the button unless you walk 2 inches, and the next time you walk 3 inches.
You got to get them to bait. And so Hamad doing that walk forward shows that he's mentally keeping track of that. However, when you're going up against someone that's as patient as Kreymore, it's kind of hard to get them to bite.
Right. And oftentimes they'll just sit there blocking the whole time, and you have to go for the throw.
Yeah.
Very nice. He's a dive kick there, not to hit, but to get out of the corner.
Yeah, just to get out of the corner.
Very nice.
The corner is so good in Street Fighter 5 because it actually gives you options. In Street Fighter 4, it didn't really add additional options in terms of Meaty setups, but in this game, in the corner, you get a throw Meaty after a forward throw, which is so good.
It's a huge deal because it allows you to loop the same setup over and over again, a la Mika.
Throws in this game being a lot more dangerous compared to Street Fighter 4 because there's no throw option select. You have to commit. You still have the anime tech, but outside of that, like,
and that's more hard baitable, right?
Yeah.
Very nice. Finally, realizing then that minus situation at TP is often a good answer.
Yeah. And here we go. Rashid with the V trigger. He gets to capitalize off it. Misses the follow-up, though. And he did not quick tech there. I'm saying, man, you have to quick tech regardless in the middle of any combo, just in case your opponent misses the follow-up. Like,
stand strong, stand strong, stand strong. Stand strong, one of Rashid's best pressure tools because it's plus on block and has a couple active frames that let it be easier used as Meaty.
+2, gets the combo afterwards. Probably is only salvageable button in neutral, in my opinion.
Okay.
There is going to be follow-up. Good awareness of mine. Gets the follow-up.
Oh, gets wake up down fierce.
Even a DP. And wow.
It wanted to be a DP. I promise you that.
Yeah, but there was the counter hit, so Kreymore missing the Meaty timing. A big thing in this game is Meaty timing.
Right,
Meaty
because you have the neutral tech and the back tech and the no tech. It becomes a little harder to cover all 3 at once.
Yeah. And granted, if you're on point, you can cover all of them, but it does require some finesse.
Totally, especially when you're looking for different things, and especially even more so when they have a wake-up DP that makes you look for that option as well.
As bad as it is when you get blocked, when you do a wake-up reversal in this game, I think having a reversal in this game is really good.
And the reason for that is because even if you're at plus frames, the time you take attempting to block the reversal makes you minus. Because if you're holding block for, say, 5 frames, well, suddenly 5 frames have passed and he's plus now. He can press the button.
That is correct. And Kreymore there, good presence of mind in the corner. Kreymore's been doing a good job of putting a lot of mileage in the corner. A lot.
And that's definitely where Rashid makes things happen. He's in the corner.
It
lets him have way better
deck.
steps off the road.
I like the usage of that V-Trigger. He has more than half life. He's going to get V-Trigger again. he pumps out of the neutral just to make sure it's there on screen. I like that. I'm a big fan of that.
And it's all about efficient use of meter, as you said. Of course, if you V-trigger early, you have a better chance of getting it again, or using a V-reversal later on in the match. 2-bar V-trigger characters can often get 2 V-triggers if they use a V-skill in order to build it, or a V-trigger and a V-reversal.
Round 2. Fight.
I think a Rashid player is defined by how much mileage they get out of their V-trigger. And
Totally.
Kreymore's been getting a lot of mileage out of
That's your one good way in, because his footsie game isn't that great. He doesn't have incredible jump normals. He has no easy way in, except for V-trigger.
Yeah, and that forward fierce was not checked. You got to see that Kreymore was maybe looking for a crazy DP afterwards, and Hamad took advantage of it accordingly.
So I believe that was to push him into the corner, that Eagle spike that whiffed.
Yeah, and I don't like the stand jab punish there.
Yeah, you can
jab,
block. You can standing block a Tatsu in this game and get way better damage. And,
And
there's Hamad's
there's
classic
the
standstill.
Yeah, just standing there. Hey, what's up, dude? What's going on, man?
I think they want to capitalize at this point, and he's just waiting. Yeah, it's the...
Yeah. Against that Ryu Tatsu, you have to stand. You have to stand so he doesn't get far away from you when you open the punish.
And they're all, I believe, -7 or 8, at which point most characters can get at least a medium punish.
Yeah.
Very nice. That jump short so hard to deal with.
Yes, the short of the jab doesn't confirm into the DP though, so he does not optimize his damage. Oh, nice by Kreymore.
Switches sides to get back.
Best thing about this, he does not use the bar to get the damage because it's not that much more damage, but to get the side switch into the corner carry. Oh, wow. Weird hitbox events there.
And here's the jab setup. So we've seen both him and Arbon doing the whiff, 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 throw, throw, throw. Oh, it goes for it, but this time...
I don't understand. Kreymore does not punish.
And you can definitely punish with any button of your choosing there at close range of the corner.
And I have to assume that maybe Hamad thought that he was in Raiko mode.
I think he may have thought that Rashid was going to reversal DP.
Yeah.
And he was going to invuln through the reversal DP as a read.
After the fireball.
After the fireball, but it didn't work.
You know, sometimes when you play like any fighting game, like you gotta chill on the yomis.
Especially when you've thrown them like 6 times already, man. At this point, I feel like you're all in.
You just gotta do your thing. Like sometimes the reads are too hard, man. Like,
because if you boil it down, there's only a couple options.
Yeah.
And Rashid's anti-air button is down strong. It's actually plus if meaty properly, which we're seeing Kreymore make good use of.
Now, Kreymore has shown consistently that after the stand fierce into fireball, he likes to beach jump after the roll. And we have yet to see a DP from Hamad to check that. I want to see a DP check. I really do.
And of course,
just once.
We've seen a lot of neutral jumps to bait throws after jump-ins, and while it's an extremely high damage option, the biggest problem is that if they don't bite, it can get anti-air, unlike the shimmy.
Oh, checks him with EX Fireball in V-Trigger mode. The thing about that, you hold it in anticipation of them trying to not get hit by the guard break, so they jump early. If you get the read on the early jump, you do the early release.
And he did it intelligently at a range there where Rashid was not able to EX spinning mixer out.
Correct. Good check by Kreymore there. I like the stand short after the forward fierce. Doesn't think Hamad's wilding out too hard. However, I say that and then he does a raw Tatsu.
and Rashid's forward throw on mid-screen doesn't give him a real setup. He gets to run afterwards, but he's not within range to actually do a meaty.
Hamad's gotten a lot of walk-up, crouch short, crouch jabs that he does not confirm the DP. And I'm not quite sure why.
Oh, and this will punish him out of this. Oh, unless it comes out first. Yeah. Oh, my lord. This situation. So Rashid's actually vulnerable the first few frames while the tornado comes out.
Yeah.
And if you hit him during that time, the tornado will cancel, and he's completely done. But unfortunately,
and it makes the tornado disappear.
V-triggering first meant it was too late.
Now, granted, Hamad probably didn't get what he wanted to get, but at the same time, it negated the V-trigger, and it opened up the neutral game. He negated Kreymore's advantage in neutral. Now,
unfortunately, he has it back because he did it so early.
Rashid can't punish that overhead. I want to see Hamad hit confirm those shorts. He's landed Rosh crouch shorts. He's landed crouch short, crouch jabs, and he's not hitting from the DP yet. He's missing out on a lot of potential damage.
And setup, exactly.
Especially against Rashid that does not have a 3 or 4 frame reversal.
Right. Yeah, you can save up
Right
Rashid
there,
a little
he did
easier.
it just again. He got the short, he got the jab. After the cross-up jump short was blocked, and he did not convert. Hamad has to convert off of that. As a Ryu player, like, you have to.
Well, his hit throw game is working perfectly well. You know, we haven't seen Kreymore ever get hit by that forward pierce up in the throw. And you start to wonder if Hamad could do a dash up instead and catch him, you know, catch him looking.
Kreymore doing a really good job of anti-airing with those crouch strongs. It's actually kind of hard for Rashid. Like, your spacing has to kind of be on point on that.
Right,
like,
it doesn't have very much horizontal range, so
Yeah.
it'd be right where it will hit.
And he gets a super afterwards, and he misses it. Oh, that's so unfortunate. He's so on point with a crouch strong anti-airs. Minus on that, Hamad could have easily just done a crouch jab to check and hit confirmed off of that. Goes for the risky option, but he gets it.
Oh,
Good read by
perfect read on
Kreymore.
that. Yeah, as you said, it's not a reaction, that's a read.
Yeah. Well, the roll is not a read, the kick is a reaction.
Right.
You can't roll on reaction, but if you roll and you see that they missed the fireball, then you get the kick on reaction. Kreymore really holding it down.
And it's 3-2 right now, so
3-2,
it's close.
It's close set. It's going back and forth. I feel like Hamad's missing out on a lot of potential damage.
Definitely, as you said, he hasn't really felt his own in this game yet, and as a result, he's not hitting all of his combos.
Yeah, he's slightly uncomfortable, and it kind of manifests itself in various situations.
Very nice whip punish with the forward
really
pierce.
good whip punish. He gets some big damage with that whip punish. Comes off to a quick lead in this round. Kreymore is on stun alert.
I mean, he's trying to walk backwards out of these throws and getting swept instead.
Yeah.
Because often, you know, the best response to a throw is just to walk out of the range and whip punish it.
Yeah.
But of course, if you read that, walking backwards is vulnerable.
The hard read on the shimmy is the low poke.
And Ryu has one of the fastest range sweeps in the game.
Yeah.
So it's 7 frames and it's very far. Very nice neutral jump anti-air.
Yeah. Oh, he finally goes for it,
Because
but he
the
was
wrong
not
DP
in
that doesn't
range.
have enough range.
Oh my gosh, come on, please. One time on the set. I just want to see it once.
Very nice
This
bait.
is gonna hurt.
No super, instead whiffs a fireball.
Yeah, he probably. I'm gonna see if that was an input error, and that could have been supered right there.
And Hamad jumping forward instead of waiting for his own anti-air. Walks
Yeah.
forward into the back jump. Throw, whip jab, throw. Gets teched. Oh, and instead of
the
anti-air, it's
cross-up.
crossed up, and this may just be it. Not quite. Rashid's damage too low.
I wanted to see a wake-up DP and a super there. Kreymore
Would've
did not
killed.
have any alpha counter bar.
Final
So,
round.
Yeah, that would have been guaranteed there because obviously the DP would have beaten any Meaty, and even on block, the super would have chipped him out.
yeah, and he
Super's
could
being the
not
only
have
moves
V
that can chip.
reversals. So that was a game set match.
Very nice post block. Oftentimes people will go for a non-block spring mix-up after a cross-up.
Right.
And you can DP that if you think they're going to try it. Very nice look at the DP.
Yep, uses the V reversal, V trigger to give him some reaction time on the jump in, and DPs accordingly. I like that.
And most of those only have 2 or 3 frames of recovery. So if you see them in the air, you can safely DP at that point.
It's a lot easier to press a button in reaction. Oh, and he could have done the EXDP to seal the deal. The
Whip
double
overhead into second overhead. Both
Yeah.
of them laughing about that one.
Kind of uses Kreymore's patience against him.
And tied
I
at
would have
33.
mashed in that situation. If I
Oh,
saw
I
the
would've
overhead mash, some buttons would have been pressed.
I might have overheaded back. Who knows?
Yeah.
Round 1. Fight.
And we're here on the layer of the Four Kings. 3-3 between
Kreymore's
Hamad
so
and Kreymore.
consistent with the crouch strong anti-air. Like, you don't see that out of Rashid. I mean, I've seen a good handful of Rashid's play, even on the almost cross-up. And he has him on stun alert just off of anti-airs and throws.
And the stun is one of those situations where I think the cross-upping yourself into the corner is a little better because obviously the reward's so high.
Right. Especially if you have full life and no stun and really nothing to risk. I'm surprised Hamad didn't bite on the throw whiff. The throw whiff and the button is the classic mix-up.
Very nice down jab. Down jab is a great option for long-range tick throws because obviously they have to walk into range, and if they try to do that, they'll get caught by the jab.
And I do like Hamad doing the DP after the block forward spears there, just because Kreymore was on stun check, and you know, one touch would have killed Hamad regardless. So
right. Now Hamad with a full stick of EX meter, then he can indeed do a super.
Kreymore is so consistent with that crowd strong. Big damage right now. 30%, one touch.
Rolls underneath the neutral jump, but puts himself in the corner.
Yeah, and Hamad just jumping back, kind of giving up that position that Kreymore gave up. And in this game, there's so many combos that carry you forward that...
Especially out of Rashid, who has his eagle kick and his juggles where he can choose your side hands.
And I think he might have tried to do the cross cut there, but he missed it.
The double overhead nowhere near stun. You know, you often don't even look for it in that situation because, of course, it's low reward.
And what Kreymore did right there, instead of doing the downward jump arc off of the wall jump, he went over. Hamad was going for the instant DP to punish that, and Kreymore, he just switched it up on him. I think
exactly, and yeah, Rashid is, I believe, the only character that can change his wall jump arc.
Yeah.
And the mix-up is between whether or not you have to quickly block on the down jump or, you know, follow the up jump.
Yeah, and the thing about that is when you expect that down jump, you're holding forward because you don't want to get blasted. So that opens up the regular jump.
The regular jump, which of course puts you in the corner and Rashid back where he wants to be.
Yeah. A really awkward corner meta option from Rashid that...
And that can be punished better than that with a sweep. Or
for sure. No, you can get a dash up stand strong, for sure.
Guys, whipping the short before a throw is a very high-level technique where basically they're looking for the block stun and it never comes. So the throw works perfectly there.
Good conversion from Kreymore. Doesn't quite get the neutral advantage, but he does get a damage conversion. Hamad still not converting off of the short jab. He's landing it. He's hitting it. I want to see the DP hit confirmed.
And there's the classic. Hamad goes for the neutral jump throw bait, and he just gets anti-aired by Kreymore, who does not fight.
He's
yet
been
again.
Way too consistent. He misses the... Hamad's just showing a lot of damage. He's leaving it on the table. I mean, that's really all I can say.
And
he's leaving damage on the table. Yeah. He gets the high walls at that time. Hamad was looking for the downward arc, walks forward.
And it's kind of a cool, like, you know, semi-fake option select, where Rashid jumps forward while you're in the corner, and if he sees that you're able to get hit, he'll go for the jump in. If he feels scared, he just jumps right back off the wall out.
For sure.
That sweep with sweep.
The sweep, as on point as Kreymore's reactions have been in situations, especially anti-air situations, I don't think he should be letting a whiff sweep go unpunished. I mean, the recovery time is too long. Yeah. All I really got to say about that.
And with a huge life disadvantage, he's already spinning the bar, which to me is, you know, that's kind of a player-dependent thing. Are you going to spend the bar to try to come back? Or are you going to save it for the next round?
Right.
What's your idea in that situation? And Kreymore clearly the type of player who's willing to spend it and try to win every round.
I think meter management is a really big thing in this game, and in the heat of a match, you have to be able to constantly assess how many potential touches it takes to beat someone in a round.
Oh, yeah. And one thing I've noticed is that it's good to be liberal because you build it so fast in this game.
If I know using a super puts me in a two-touch setup and I get you know pressure afterwards, I'll gladly use the setter. The setup if I know that it'll only take me 2 guesses to win.
Okay, so here we're going to see a very nice anti-jump setup and a possible super afterwards. Yet again, this won't kill, but it'll be close.
Hamad not quite recognizing that he cannot escape with an EX. That is kind of a natural reaction for new players to use the EX Tatsu in the air to dodge, you know, attacks, but too much vertical coverage.
And I like the eagle spike there because it beats a jump backwards, it beats a backdash, and it